biggest news out of these parts since the sinkhole at the Corvette Museum, or the day of the never-to-be-forgotten Bowling Green Massacre, came from the barrel of young gun Jimmy Young, who startled the competition and the Railbirds during Thursday night qualifying with a sizzling quarter-mile volley of 5.68 seconds at 243 mile an hour. Young continued his torrid pace the next day against Dave Miller. He lowered the number to beat to 5.61 seconds at a mind-boggling 260 mile an hour. Confident the 561 would stick for low ET, Young gave his gang the rest of Friday afternoon off. We continue our coverage of Top Fuel qualifying from Bowling Green by following the exploits of Northern California hot shoot Dusty Green. Green missed Thursday's qualifier and is shown here in the second qualifying session, swinging for the fence in an attempt to make the show. The Nitro Hemi gang missed on the clutch setup and whipped hard. That left them with one final attempt to get in the program. To make the show during this Hail Mary qualifying attempt, Green must run quicker than Paul Schultz, Tim Cullinan, Julius Hughes, and the man who currently sits on the bubble, Jason Greenwood. Oh boy, Green posts a 591 at 245 mile an hour. That qualifies him, but bumps out Greenwood. Ouch. This brings us to our next pair, Turbo Tim Cullinan and the Heritage Series Top Fuel points leader, Mindy Fry. Earlier today in qualifying, Fry propelled to the top half of the field with a sizzling 569. So far, Cullinan hasn't exactly knocked the world off its axis. He shook and shut off earlier in Q2 and now finds himself not qualified in the number 11 slot. He has one shot left to join the 8-car eliminator. Cullinan posts a 635 and doesn't crack the top 8. Mindy stays third and is firmly entrenched in the eliminator.
If he could have, I bet if he could have kept his foot in it to the finish line, he would have got in. But you've got to keep these cars in the groove. I mean, it's that simple.
635 from Cullinan, not good enough. Good improvement, but not good enough to finish.
Next up, we have a solo pass. Third-generation drag racer Tyler Hilton and the Great Expectations 3 big block Chevy powered AA fueler. Hilton, who is the grandson of legendary first-wave professional drag racers Jim and Allison Lee, finds himself in the vulnerable position of being the boy on the bubble. Grandmother Allison Lee reaches over and turns on Hilton's data recorder. That was one trick piece of tech they didn't have back in her day when Allison Lee was one of the world's best at reading the spark plugs on a top fuel car. Bobby Hilton adjusts the barrel valve and sends his son Tyler into the beams. Besides using a big block Chevy, the Great Expectations 3 machine is one of the few entries to employ a 2-speed transmission. Hilton short shifts to prevent tire shake and posts a 610. He stays on the bump and is still vulnerable to attacks from Paul Schultz and Julius Hughes.
The man on the bubble, 6'10" with a 9. There are two other cars that still have not qualified that could bump him.
Paul Schultz, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Spirit of Tulsa, Top Fuel Dragster. These guys that are here working with me, they actually think they're the special ones, but nobody is the special one.
Our next two potential qualifiers include Paul Nobody Schultz and his Spirit of Tulsa digger against last year's winner at Bowling Green, Adam Sorokin, in the Chevy-powered Champion Speed Shop machine. Adam is currently 5th in the field, as seen here in Q2 when he posted a literally Fury 588 at a parts melting 185 mile an hour.
He wants the #1 spot.
Schultz is presently 12th on the charts and has one last shot to break into the top 8 and turn a nobody into a somebody.
He's out there. Sorokin puffs.
Neither driver helps his cause. Schultz is going back to Tulsa, but Sorokin gets to stick around and attempt to defend his Bowling Green title. The next matchup is a qualifying joust between two top fuel titans, Tony Bartone and Jim Murphy. Bartone is the 3-time repeating series champ, but has stumbled at Bowling Green in his last few visits. Murphy runnered up here last year, and that seems to be his modus operandi. Over the last season, he has been the bridesmaid of the last 4 events. Murphy was already slotted 2nd in the elimination ladder, and Bartone is nestled 4th.
Murphy coming back. T-Bone's coming back. Murphy sitting in the #2 spot. So he's the target. Bartone sitting in the #4 spot. No one back up at the top of the lead. That's the #1 platinum chart. This championship race. Lower down. Bartone towards the stage. Murphy moving around. Bartone straight.
Neither driver improved his qualifying position in this, the final qualifying round.
Run for Bartone, 6:37 for Murphy. Not the run he was looking for. He slowed down. 6:37, 166. So Murphy clicked on.
Diamond Dave Miller's in the show by virtue of a 6.04 recording posted Thursday night. Currently number 7, his goal is to improve his time and move up the ladder. Miller misses on the tune-up here. He goes into immediate tire smoke, pedals it, and then boils the hides a second time. No improvement for Diamond Dave Miller.
He's coasting down track, but that was not what they expected. They expected to get better traction and really kill it.
And finally, we have the Atlanta Speed Shop rail job of Julius Hughes, who is not part of the program thus far. Here he is against the Champion Speed Shop Thursday night when both entries struggled. Hughes has one more swing of the fence.
To be competitive against the Mendy Fries and the Tony Bartones and Adams of this world, you've got to leave hard. I mean, the thing's got to run.
Hughes misses here with a 6:28 clocking, but he does post a career best speed of 241 mile an hour. So some you win, some you lose, some you set a personal best and still miss the show. And so the top fuel ladder at Bowling Green has been set. Number 1, Jim Young, will face off against number 8, Tyler Hilton. Number 2, Jim Murphy, will square off against alternate Julius Hughes, who is pinch hitting for the broken David Miller. Number 3, points leader Mindy Fry will take on her challenger, Dusty Green, who qualified in the 6th position. Number 4, Tony Bartone, will mount up against number 5, Adam Sorokin, in what is sure to be one Donnybrook of a drag race. And that's our Top Fuel ladder. Check back tomorrow for the first round of Top Fuel Eliminator.